Following is a special presentation of TNN Motorsports. Memphis, Tennessee, home of world-famous Beale Street, home of B.B. King, and the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. And today, it's home to the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series, full of all the sound and fury produced by over 750 horses, full of action and full of drama. We'll crown the series champion in the Silver Bullet finale. It's coming up next, live on TNN Motorsports.
21-year-old Ryan Newman stands on the verge of winning the Silver Bullet Series championship today. Remember back in July here on TNN when Newman outdueled Kenny Irwin to win at Gateway in St. Louis. He can cap off his great season today at Memphis with the championship. All he needs to do is finish 28th or better, and he will have his first USAC national championship. Now, Ryan, you're starting back in 17th. The car hadn't been exactly like you've wanted it so far this week, but how do you plan to approach this race today? You think a championship, you think a victory?
I think we got to think victory because we got the car owners championship to worry about too, and be nothing more happier to win both the car owners championship and the drivers championship for the people that have been behind me all year. So first of all, we got to finish the race and keep out of trouble for the whole deal. But I think we also need to think about winning the race because three wins in 1 year would be pretty awesome.
Well, he's already won once on TNN. He can do it again. The championship will be decided right here, coming up live on TNN.
TNN Motorsports welcomes you back to the Memphis Motorsports Park, the 3/4 mile brand new oval that has seen the NASCAR Busch Series run here earlier today. But now it's time for the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series and time to settle their championship for the 1999 season. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee. Glad you're on board. I'm Eli Gold. We've got an exciting race for you to complement our doubleheader coverage here on TNN today. If you were with us, as Glenn Jarrett alluded a short while ago to our telecast at Gateway International in St. Louis back in July, you saw maybe the most stirring race and greatest battle for the lead that we as a crew enjoyed all season long. And what that kind of competition has yielded is a great battle for the point lead atop the USAC Silver Crown or Silver Bullet Series. All that Ryan Newman has to do is finish 28th or better here today. But that always is not as easy as it sounds, because, Buddy Baker, Ryan Newman does not have the best seat in the house to start. That belongs to Kenny Irwin. And really, this is a wide open race here today, judging by the practice speeds.
It is that, and it's also, you have to remember, these are 800 horsepower cars. They don't even weigh 2,000 pounds. So, I mean, when you stir them up, anything can happen. So he hadn't won the championship until two cars go out or he moves up and runs very well all day long.
A lot of folks haven't seen much of this USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series. What are these cars all about? Take a look at some of those numbers.
Well, you can see it's 1,450 pounds without fuel. They carry 75 gallons of methanol in these cars. So when that fuel load gets off, they get really tricky to drive.
Of course, you talk with a guy like Kenny Irwin, he'll be very quick to point out that he has more fun in this type of racing than he does in any other type of event that he participates in all season long. Hope you can say the same when our coverage wraps up. We've got a great race coming up. The season finale for the USAC Silver Bullet cars is next.
Just keep throwing stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, as we continue from the Memphis Motorsports Park, Millington, Tennessee, just outside of the city of Memphis. They have just fired the engines, and we are about set to go racing here at the Memphis Motorsports Park 3/4 mile layout. Should be a good racetrack. Lends itself well to these kinds of machines, buddy.
Exactly. These cars are like dragsters almost down the straightaway. When they get them pointed, they better know where they're aiming when they get on that 800 horsepower with that lighter race car. I mean, you'll see them in the middle part of the corner, wiggle a little bit, get it set, and just rock it out of the corners. These things are extremely fast down the straightaway.
And you might disagree with what I said earlier, but that race we all enjoyed at Gateway International back in July, I mean, there were folks talking about that competition for a long, long time thereafter.
Eli, these race cars are exciting to watch, and they have so many things that are built in. You'll notice bleeders on there. When the air pressure builds up in the tire, they have automatic bleeders on all four wheels there that regulate the air pressure throughout the event. So the cars stay pretty good, except for one thing. 75 gallons of fuel. As that starts to burn out, that changes the weight of the race car, and it also makes it very tricky, and it goes into the driver making a difference in.
Again, we saw a record 16 lead changes that day, and Glenn, you were part of that broadcast crew. That was a remarkable night in St. Louis.
Yeah, Eli, these things are great fun. The guys down here on pit road, at least at the back end down here where I am, they've all got their hands up signaling the officials that they're ready to go. And the biggest comment that I've got to make is that sitting down here in the last 6 or 7 minutes, I've already inhaled more alcohol than I've had in the last year and a half. Please start this race.
Now, 14 races this year, folks, have already yielded 10 different winners. Last year, there were 11 different winners in 13 events, so the only multiple winners this year are Ryan Newman, who won both at Indianapolis Raceway Park and Gateway International. Jimmy Sills won at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, Eldora, and Sacramento, California. And Jason Leffler won Nazareth and Irwindale. So basically, you're seeing everybody with an honest-to-goodness chance of winning every single time these USAC machines go to the line.
Eli, you'll notice something else about these cars. No spoilers on them, so they don't have any built-in downforce on these cars. That's why these drivers really work throughout the corner. You'll see their arms going back and forth. They are right on the verge of losing control all the way around the racetrack.
As we get set to look at the starting grid, make a note of the fact that only Newman at IRP, Sills twice, Indiana and Eldora, and Mike Bliss in Orlando, only those few have been able to win from the pole. So as you see, Kenny Irwin and Dave Steele, who's going NASCAR Busch Series racing for Team Sabco next year, just because you start on the front row, is no guarantee of an automatic entree to victory lane for these machines. See Jason Leffler starting in row number 3, doing double duty here today. Brad Knopfsinger, he's been around a while. Winston Cup, Busch Series. 13 of 14 races this year have been won from the top 4 starting spots. Newman, meanwhile, won from 6th at Gateway after he and Irwin changed hands 15 times, you remember, in 75 laps. So, no guarantees, but usually the closer to the front you start, the better you do. Rebel Jackson Jr. had a career best 6th at Nazareth. Had the Turbines Rookie of the Race Award that day. And Glenn, you talked about old Ryan Newman. He's not starting right up there near the front today.
No, he's back in the middle of the pack, and they got a little bit of a problem. It's nothing serious. It's nothing about the car, but they cannot communicate with Ryan via their radios from the pits. Now, Ryan can hear the spotter, but he cannot hear the crew in the pit. They can hear him, but he can't hear them. So that's not really the way you want to start off. But as long as he can hear the spotter, that's better than not hearing anybody at all.
You know, I was talking to Ryan in the garage area this morning, and the first thing he told me, I said, what would you love to do later in life? What is your ultimate goal in racing? Guess what he said? Western Cup. Western Cup. He's headed that way.
So there you see the numbers for the Memphis 100, the season finale for the USAC Silver Bullet machines. 11 degrees of banking in the turns. The straightaways basically flat, 4 degrees and 1,100 feet each. Bet you these guys are going to be dancing around awfully well.
You can count on it.
1,500-pound minimum after the race. That's the car specs. Wheelbase, buddy, again. These machines versus the Winston Cup and the Busch Series cars. It bears repeating another time.
Yeah, 96 inches. That is very, I mean, you think about a Busch car, a Busch Grand National car being 105 inches long. Winston Cup is 110. So you imagine 96 and more horsepower in either one. So you're talking about really, it's almost like a roller skate as far as jet-powered roller skate, because these things, when they punch them, they really dance out, and they'll slide these cars off the corner. You'll see them haze the right rear tire, 18 inches wide, the right rear tire.
You saw the all-time winners there, including Jimmy Sills, the series' only 3-time champion. As we are a half lap away from going green, the caution laps do count here on this Memphis 100, the season finale. And remember that Ryan Newman, his dad looks on and begins the pacing, has to finish 28th or better to clinch the title. Looking for green here in Memphis. Glad you're with us on TNN Motorsports. Give and take on the first lap.
Boy, Dave Steele got a great jump in the 92 car, though. He leads the first lap as they come by.
He is in that black machine.
Look at Jason Leffler. He's moved right up into second place there.
That's that number 9. That might be tough to see. You're better off going by colors. The white with the blue trim. The black machine is Dave Steele.
Jason Leffler there in second place. That car is owned by Tony Stewart. They have the same one, the one that drives the 20 car for Joe Gibbs in Winston Cup. You can see him though sliding out wide there as he started off the corner. You'll see a lot of that today where they slide by each other.
Leffler is second, Kenny Irwin running third, Russ Gamester is fourth, Bentley Warren fifth, Paul White crosses the line in sixth, Brad Knopfsinger now running in the 7th spot. Leffler in that second place car. He won the last race in Irwindale, California.
That Russ Gamester there, you know, second in the points right now. You see him, the red car, the 4th car in this line as they come by. Gamester has had a great year.
Paul White slowing, and there's a problem for the 17 of Kenny Jacobs, as Kenny Jacobs brings out the first caution flag of the day. So Kenny Jacobs at lap number 4 stops on the racetrack, and we are under caution. Jacobs is running in 7th spot at the time of the caution. You saw also problems for Paul White. Back to Memphis in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. There you see the running order. 7 of 100 laps are in the books for the Memphis 100. There you see the number 17 of Kenny Jacobs.
Easy to see the right rear wheel there made contact. It's bent pretty badly. They'll have to replace that. That thing would jar your teeth out if you tried to race on that.
There you see the rim and all the problems he has encountered. Here's what happened. First off, the 100 of Paul White, the rookie standout, had problems going one way, and then Jacobs spins, and that's where the wheel problems came about. So we are under caution, first time. Taking another look at the problems for Kenny Jacobs. I'll tell you, if you can drive these machines, buddy, you can pretty much drive whatever they're going to throw at you.
Yeah, and the proof of that is Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon and the guys that have come up through the ranks in these cars. I mean, they get in Winston Cup cars and they're automatically adapted to them because they're used to being right on the verge of losing control, and they learn the basics of keeping a car under control when it's out of control almost.
Let's check in with Glenn.
And Kenny Jacobs has climbed from the car. He's explaining to the guys what happened there. We'll get a word with him. Kenny, what happened out there?
We just lost our brakes. Went in that corner, didn't have any brakes, and I just headed for the infield, tried to miss everybody. I don't know what to say. Just lost brakes.
Going to be able to get back in?
No, we're done.
Okay, you heard it right from the man himself. That's it.
Tough way for the day to have to end and the season to have to wrap up.
That's not going to work.
No, that bump shaft is not going to work at all. Oh, Steele showing the way. Third race that he's shown the way. There's a good scramble right there. The 92 is Steele. Leffler right behind him.
Eli, they're going to restart. They're not going to let that happen.
Bad start is going to be the clear call. They're going to put the caution back out.
Kenny Irwin Jr. got a great jump on the outside there and just motored by everybody.
So they're going to send things back. And the field will get the 1 to go signal. And try it one more time. Now to make sure everything is copacetic there, the restart order is going to be behind Dave Steele. You've got Jason Leffler, and you've got Kenny Irwin. 4th spot is going to belong to Russ Gamester. 5th will be Bentley Warren. 6th on the restart, Brad Knopfsinger. 7th, Chuck Leary. 8th will be Jimmy Sills. 9th, the restart, Tracy Hines. And in 10th spot on the restart, Jimmy McCune.
Now that looked a little more like it's supposed to look. You see your leader there, Steele, he just got a great start there, and they didn't have that model where everybody was all bumping into each other before the start there.
This again, the 3rd race that Steele has led this year. He's led every lap here, 1998 and now 1999.
Russ Gamester looking under Kenny Irwin as they go along, the red car there.
Number
Gamester.
51. There's Kenny Irwin in the 2.
You can see the car is already starting to dance a little bit, and as these tires, as wide as they are, when they start building up heat, they'll even be more sideways in the middle part of the corner as they lose grip.
See if Gamester can make any move here. That's the battle on your screen for 3rd, Irwin, and the 51, Gamester in 4th. Leffler, meanwhile, in 2nd, trying to chase down Steele. The 40, that's Brad Knopfsinger in that black car.
Brad Knopfsinger, I talked to him about this car. He said, this is my baby. I love this race car. And guess who made the front shocks on this car?
Penske?
No.
He did.
Derek Cope.
Ah.
This is the Derek Cope car. I mean, the shocks on the front of this car.
Nice tidbit. Third, 4th, 5th. There you see your front 5 all together. Still Dave Steele, Leffler, Irwin, Gamester, Knopfsinger. Only 28 cars are running right now. And remember, Ryan Newman needed to finish 28th or better to clinch the championship. So at this very moment, barring any major surprises, any returns to the race, the series championship has just been clinched by virtue of only 28 teams still remaining, even if Newman finished absolutely last, and he's running in 11th right now. That is he in the 14. One car slowing in turn 4, Troy Vackert's machine. There you see him peeling off the racetrack and coming to the attention of his crew with a little telltale smoke. There are no scheduled pit stops in this series, so anytime you come down the pit lane, it's an unscheduled stop. Meanwhile, Glenn, Brad Knopfsinger continuing to have a good top 5 finish, or top 5 run.
Yeah, Eli, he's been fast ever since we got here, and this is a car that, like Buddy said, Brad really likes. He finished 3rd in the last Silver Bullet Series race in this thing 2 weeks ago. And I said Brad's been fast ever since he got here. He was even fast on the way home yesterday because he passed me like I was sitting still, and he was driving a diesel truck.
Meanwhile, we've seen a swap around at 8th and 9th spots now, as the 8th spot belongs to Chuck Leary.
I was watching Knopfsinger's car get down in the corner, and he's bottoming out pretty hard there. You could see the sparks flying out from under that car. I think he might have wished to raise that car up just a little bit, because that's the fuel tank that's bumping right there.
Jimmy McCune dropping a spot.
The good part of that is you burn off fuel, it'll raise itself up, so it won't be as heavy back there, and those sparks won't be jumping out from under Knopfsinger's car like it is right now.
Meanwhile, Chuck Leary's machine continuing to go backwards. The number 30, he's got a problem. You see him there in that red machine. The 14, that's Ryan Newman, has just passed him. So Chuck Leary continuing to backpedal here. That's 10th and 11th spot right now. Newman in the 14 is 10. And Leary has gone from 7th back to 11 here in the last few laps.
Talking about Ryan Newman and where he wants to end up, he also has, he's a great admirer of Ray Everingham. He says, I would love to do some testing for him. Ray, if you're listening, you could do worse. This kid right here knows how to drive a race car.
24 laps are complete of the 100 here in the Memphis 100. No change up front. Dave Steele continues to lead while Ryan Newman's dad is waiting for his champion. You can experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country. From race cars to country stars, connect to TNN's home on the World Wide Web. Country.com. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, the Memphis 100, the season finale for the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series. The way they're running right now, you see Newman and Gamester, and Newman will have the championship wrapped up because he only needed to finish 28th or better. There you see Jason Leffler. You see every time he goes into the corner, buddy, we're seeing smoke from the car.
Well, he's very light on that left front corner, and when he really drives it down, watch when he applies the brake right here. The left front locks up and straight up the hill there. Kenny Irwin Jr. behind him almost followed him up the hill because he didn't know what was going on, all the smoke. But that car's done that about 8 or 9 times now, and I'm sure that the left front's just very, very light. And when he puts the brake on, getting down in the corners, locking the left front up.
You know, it's amazing to think that Steele led every lap here last time and has led every lap here this time. I guess when you get that kind of a setup going and you get onto your rhythm, it's something to watch.
Well, he's got a guy chasing him there, Jason Leffler. If he gets up to lap traffic and all, I think we still have a good race coming up here.
Dave Steele continues to show the way. Jason Leffler is second. Kenny Irwin still running in third. Russ Gamester back into the 4th spot now. 5th belongs to Brad Knopfsinger. 6th is Bentley Warren. 7th is Jimmy Sills. 8th now is Jimmy McCune. Running 9th spot is Tracy Hines. And your top 10 is rounded out by Ryan Newman. That's how the top 10 run here at lap number 36 of 100.
Boy, Steele looks like his hands are welded to the steering wheel there. He's not having to fight that car at all. He goes through the corner. You see his arms very, very still as he comes through the corner. That car is really working well for him, Eli.
And again, in case you didn't catch it earlier, that man right there, Dave Steele, going NASCAR Busch Series racing next year.
He got a little busy then.
Yeah. Moving on to Team Sapco next year.
Look at Hewitt move right up in front of our race leader there. Jack Hewitt, one of the winningest drivers of all time in USAC, moved up as our leader Steele started in the corner. And I tell you what, that was some good driving on our leader there, not to make contact getting in the corner there.
Brian Paulus has just taken his car, the 22, behind the pit wall. So his afternoon is done here in Memphis, Tennessee. Race leader still Dave Steele. There he is off the corner, working some slower machines. There's the 2nd place Jason Leffler. Big pack of machines right there.
Oh man, when they get that close, you realize there's no fenders, and you see the smoke fly as the tire stuck.
Dave Darlin of the 56, the 75, Todd Kane with problems right there as well. And just the least little bit of a touch right there, and you've got yourself a problem. This is the 15th and final race of what has been the busiest season ever for the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series.
Chuck Leary really loose there as he's fighting that 30 car coming off the corner there.
Barry Heber in the 66. Brian Tyler in that 69, you see right there, basically white with the blue and red.
Talking to Tyler in the garage area earlier today, and I said, you always run very, very well. He said, yeah, every time but today. He said, my car is just not right for me.
It's going to be tough to know that going into the race.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when you know it going in.
Only 11 cars remaining on the lead lap. That's the kind of pace Dave Steele has been setting. Glenn Jarrett in the pits.
I came down to check on Jason Leffler, the number 9 car, about all that smoke. Your buddy was talking about the brake smoke, and just to ask him if it was a concern. Whoa, we got the 92 car blowing up going into turn 1.
That's Dave Steele, the race leader. The race leader, Dave Steele. Problems and caution is on the speedway. For the second time in lap 44, the race leader, who has not failed to lead a lap here in 2 years, is not going to win this time around. A disappointing day for Dave Steele, but one man's bad news is great news for the next, as Jason Leffler will inherit the lead in the Memphis 100.
Brought to you by LA West Luxury Vans. Available at select dealerships nationwide. Call for a free video. 800-786-VANS. Communications provided by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide. Call us today at 1-800-669-1522 for all your two-way needs for race teams and scanners and headsets for the fans. And at the track, see TrackScan on Vendors Row for all your on-site scanning needs. And by Featherlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, CART, IRL, NHRA, ASA, and World of Outlaws. Remember to call Featherlight for all your trailer and motor coach needs at 800-800-1230.
Welcome back, everybody. There you see them loading up the Dave Steele machine. J.J. Yaley making a stop here at this point of the day, 45 laps in. Glenn Jarrett's caught up with the man who had been king.
Yes, he had, Eli. In fact, he's been king of this racetrack ever since these cars been coming here. Won this thing last year, and looked like you were well on your way to another one, Dave, and looks like the engine just let go all at once.
Yeah, I think we had a good shot at it. We were just kind of, I think we were using the car up a little bit there at the early stage of the race, so I was just trying to save the brakes, save the car, and kind of riding there a little bit, and then motor just let go on us.
Dave, did it give any indication at all, or just poof all at once?
Just all at once. I mean, the temperature and oil pressure, was pretty good, and it just big cloud of smoke, and then it got really slippery.
Before you get away, I got to ask you one question. What is it about this place, man? You fly here.
It's just, I like this place. It's kind of neat. It's got some whoop-de-doos through the back straightaway. That's pretty fun, but I think we got a pretty good baseline setup here for our race car, and the race car means a lot. So we just had a good car. I got to thank Bob Horner, car owner, and all my crew today helping us out. So just have to wait till next time.
Okay, better luck next time. And buddy, I got a technical question for you.
Yeah, what's a whoop-de-doo?
What's a whoop-de-doo?
That's high and low places on the back straightaway over there, kind of like riding a roller coaster down through there. The car comes up and then drops right down on the racetrack, and then back up and then back down again. That's a whoop-de-doo.
Coming to halfway, there's J.J. Yaley. They just changed the right rear Hoosier tire on his CarQuest machine, so we are still working caution for the second time today. And, of course, things have cycled around now that Jason Leffler is the race leader in that number 9 machine. Running in second spot is the blue Kenny Irwin, that 23 car of Jack Hewitt being shown a lap down. Their second place runner, that is Kenny Irwin. Then you have the lapped car, number 110 of Paul White, before you get to the actual third place man, the 51 of Russ Gamester. That's that red machine you see there, front and center. Taking you further back, fourth now is Brad Nossinger. Fifth is Bentley Warren. Sixth is Jimmy Sills, with seventh going to Jimmy McCune. Running in eighth spot is Tracy Hines. Ninth is Ryan Newman. 10th, Davey Hamilton. Then we take you even further back now to the 11th spot. That'll be the 30 of Chuck Leary. That's how they're running here at lap number 52. Couple of laps just past the halfway point. Buddy, I'll tell you, not quite the battle for the lead that we have seen earlier this year, but still the speed, you just got to be impressed with what you see here.
Well, absolutely, and I think right now Steele had already proved that he had the superior car, but I think now we're going to see first, second, third a lot closer in competition, because quite frankly, you have one car that dominates like Steele was doing, but Leffler now, your lead car, as they start back at it, you watch he and Kenny Irwin Jr. in the 2 car, and all these guys, when they get back at it, it's going to really tighten up here.
Here they go, coming to the green. Glad you're with us live on TNN Motorsports here at the Memphis Motorsports Park. Great day in what has been a sold-out house. Watching the NASCAR Busch Series early today, and now the USAC season finale for the Coors Light Silver Bullet Series, the Memphis 100. Swap around for third and fourth spot right now. Give Brad Knopfsinger third position, the 51, that red car of Russ Gamester. He drops back into the fifth place.
I was watching Knopfsinger as he got back on the throttle there. It looked like a worm in hot ashes getting off that corner over there, wiggling around there. But I tell you what, he's driving every bit of his potential right now, because that car is not handling all that great. He's just moving to the front there with driving ability.
Rebel Jackson in that blue number 110. Oh, and again Knopfsinger just sliding it off the corner, trying to get around that lapped machine. Rebel Jackson, that blue car, not on the lead lap.
Knopfsinger getting great bite though as he comes up out of the corner.
Again, the 23, that yellow car, also not on the lead lap. Jack Hewitt's a lap down. Knopfsinger gets through. He holds third. Then the lap machines, followed by that red car, number 51 of Russ Gamester. He's running in fourth. Fifth is the 29 of Bentley Warren. Talk about a great superstar.
Oh, he is that. You know where he actually came from was super modified in the Northeast. And anybody that ever has read anything about Bentley Warren, they know he's on the gas type of guy. And he's also 59 years old. He's to be admired because he's quite a driver. And guess who his sponsor is? Boot Hill Saloon.
There you go.
Oh, you got it.
There you see Russ Gamester in the 51 trying to work around the lap car of Rebel Jackson, and does. Then you've got Bentley Warren. That's he in that black 29.
And he got those Harley Davidson colors on that 29.
He does.
Let me tell you one thing. When I say 59, I say that I admire the guy because he looks like he's been chiseled out of a rock. He's not your typical 59-year-old guy. He's hard as a brick, and he's very competitive when he gets on the racetrack.
One guy moving up now is the number 37 of Tracy Hines. As we look again at the 111 of Jimmy Sills and the 110 of Rebel Jackson. Jason McCord, the number 4. 69, Brian Tyler. All battling here among those on the lead lap. We are 60 laps complete. And still the pacing continues in the Ryan Newman pit. Welcome back, everybody. Dave Steele led the first 44 laps. When he flew up, that guy took over the top spot. That is Jason Leffler. He leads right now at lap 67. And say what you will about other young racing talent around the country, Jason Leffler is one of the most versatile young drivers around. Not only is he the defending USAC Silver Crown champion, he has run with Trent Ray Racing in the Indy Racing League earlier this year. He's also made several starts for Joe Gibbs Racing in the NASCAR Busch Series. Jason Leffler, our leader here at the Memphis Motorsports Park. Now there's one machine slowing here on the main straightaway while you see Brian Tyler there, but J.J. Yaley's machine is slowing as we have caution on the speedway. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Yeah, guys, anxious moment down here. A lot of people out on pit road when Brian Tyler came in the 69 car. He has no brakes, and he was weaving the car back and forth trying to get it to slow down. He got it slow enough. The crew went out and grabbed it before any further harm was done, but a little bit scary there for a minute. Brian Taylor out with no brakes.
So the caution is the third of the afternoon, coming out at lap number 67 here. As you see, car number 67, J.J. Yaley, we mentioned, also stopped here on the racetrack, and we are under caution for the third time. Take a look at exactly what transpired here, because lots of stuff goes on whenever these USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet machines are running.
That's Brian Tyler as he comes in. He realizes he has no... See him wiggling. The guys, they're trying to bulldog
down.
it.
Yep.
They got it.
And they just put the haul on that 1,500-pound race car. Here's another look at it. The human brake pedal. As we are back to live coverage here at Memphis Motorsports Park. Caution for the third time gives Jason Leffler a chance to breathe while Bob East from Beast Chassis consults with crew members. Over-the-road transportation for this afternoon's telecast provided by Ryder Transportation Services. Welcome back, everybody. Eli Gold, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett. Jason Leffler continues as the leader of the Memphis 100. 13th place runner Gary Heber just making a pit stop moments ago. We are under caution now. The caution coming out for the third time at lap 67. There you see the number 30, Chuck Leary. He stopped on the racetrack in the Comet Kart Sales Machine. That's the company in Indiana owned by Mark Dismore's dad, the longtime USAC and now IRL campaigner. Let's go down to pit road.
And I've caught up with Chuck Leary. He's climbed out of the car. The first thing I see is that ain't right is a bunch of grass down there in the engine compartment. Chuck, what happened? The car looked like it was awfully loose.
Well, the car was loose, and then, you know, I was trying to compensate, run a little higher, but I was going down the backstretch and went to put the brakes on, pedal hit the floor. And I tried to pump it twice, nothing, so I just took it to the infield and tried to keep from taking anybody out. So it was the best thing I could do. You know, it's a pretty scary feeling when you don't have any brakes.
Well, you know, guys, we're seeing a lot of brake trouble here, and we commented about Brian Tyler coming in a while ago. He had brake problems, but his problem was of a different nature. When he put the brake pedal on, it stuck down in the floor. It got hung on something, and so he couldn't get it back up, and that's the reason he didn't have any brakes. But Chuck Leary, I believe, has got another problem.
Wow.
So that's the story down there. Meanwhile, we're closing in on the green. Also keeping an eye on the Car Owner Championship points. A.J. Foyt and George Snyder, who own the 111 for Jimmy Sills, just ahead of the Ryan Newman and Russ Gamester teams in car owner points in that championship. Down to the stretch, and problems on the start. Dave Darland does not even get himself up to speed. He spins out of turn number 4, and caution is right back on the speedway.
Yeah, and they'll have to bring the wrecker out. The left front wheel is wedged there against the inside wall.
So Dave Darland spins on the restart coming out of turn number 4. Yeah, we were talking about the car ownership championship. Of course, A.J. Foyt won the 1972 USAC Silver Crown owner title with A.J. driving it himself. And if Jimmy Sills could finish 3rd place or better, he would lock up the title. Then the M&L Plumbing team for Ryan Newman, they won the 1991 Silver Crown owner's title with Jeff Gordon at the wheel at that time. And then Gamester Racing for Russ Gamester. No Silver Crown titles yet, but they did win back in 1989 the USAC Midget Owners Championship with Russ driving. So the point spread 605 to 596 to 568. So it's very much up for grabs here this afternoon in Memphis in the final few laps. We're working lap number 78 of 100 with Jason Leffler still showing the way. And again, if you're just tuning in, Ryan Newman wrapping up the Drivers' Championship, assured of finishing well above that 28th place that he needed to finish. So the championship will be his, and I dare say we'll speak with him in victory lane along with the race winner. Of course, he too may be the race winner. There is Ryan Newman, of whom we are speaking, and 15 races in this division. That's a lot. It's a tough schedule to have to survive, because survival of the equipment and the tight close quarters racing at the high speeds, that's the story of the USAC Silver Bullet Series. 1 to go, Glenn. We're about set to go to work again.
Yeah, guys, and after I got to talk with Chuck Leary a little bit more there off camera, and I asked him, I said, do you use more brake here than other places they go? And he says, oh, yeah, a whole lot more. He said, that's the reason we're seeing all the brake problems that they have. These guys aren't used to using that much brake, and quite possibly they didn't realize that it was going to be this tough on the braking systems, and that's the reason we're seeing so many brake problems. But next time they come back here, they'll know better.
Well, the NASCAR Busch Series ran here earlier, also eating up the brakes. we knew going in this would be a tough track on the brake pedal.
Long straightaways, tight corners. You see Jason Leffler as he entered turn 3 over there, into the throttle as he comes down the front straightaway. Full song as they come by for the green flag.
Brad Knopfsinger in that black machine running second. The blue Kenny Irwin running third. The red Russ Gamester, number 51, he's running in the 4th spot. First 10 cars on the lead lap. Oh, he tries to make something happen, does Knopfsinger in the 40.
Boy, I'm impressed with Knopfsinger. You know, his best finish all year long has been a 3rd at Irwindale, California, but he is driving the wheels off his 40 car right now. He is putting some heavy heat there on Jason Leffler, our leader.
Plus the fact that NASCAR Busch Series ran earlier today, the Sam's Town 250. Brad Knopfsinger, a former Busch Series driver, he's gone to Winston Cup. A lot of those fellas still on top of their transporters watching this race. So Brad wants to show in front of his friends what he can do.
Did you see the wheel travel there on the left front? They're back and forth on that wheel, holding those cars straight there. Knopfsinger really working hard on that steering wheel to keep that car straight.
That's Brad's crew, family, all looking on. Here's the battle for the lead.
Watch the left front as they start turning these cars. You can see them physically working
touch.
there.
Leffler tried to cut it off on the apron of the racetrack. It's going to cost him because Irwin grabs 2nd spot and Gamester in that red machine may grab 3rd.
Hopefully there wasn't any bent wheels out of that because they hit pretty hard there. Both cars jumped sideways. Pretty hard impact there.
Working lap 83 of 100. 17 to go. We've had 4 cautions.
Boy, Kenny Irwin Jr. there in 2nd, and that number 2 car chasing Knopfsinger now. He was right there to watch that little scramble as they hit. He made advantage and moved into 2nd place.
That is Gary Heber. He had made an unscheduled pit stop earlier. Again, all of them are unscheduled in this series. He's limping around the racetrack as Brad Knopfsinger's crew looks to see if their man can hang on to the lead. WrenchHead.com is the ultimate online automotive superstore, the only site you need for all of your automotive repair, maintenance, and performance parts. Why not visit them today online at www.wrenchhead.com. Brad Knopfsinger ahead of Kenny Irwin, Jason Leffler, and Russ Gamester. That is the top 4. We're wrapping up the 5th caution flag of the afternoon. Brian Tyler, he of the no brakes fame earlier, had problems before, and he just wound up riding up against the wall to slow down. And here we go to settle it with the final 11 laps on the way.
Exactly that. And what this did was give everybody a chance to cool their brakes now, and they should have enough brakes to make it to the end, even if they were having problems before. Kenny Irwin Jr. jumping sideways as he came off turns 2 there. He's moving in really hard now. Jason Leffler had reported he was having a little brake problem, but I believe that's cleared up now.
Again, the black car is Knopfsinger, the blue is Kenny Irwin, the white machine is Leffler, the red one is Russ Gamester. Inside of 10 laps to go. The Memphis 100, the season finale. Ryan Newman to clinch the championship, and looks right now as though Brad Knopfsinger is going to take home the win because the battle is way behind him per second. Watch this one. Gamester in the 51.
Kenny Irwin Jr. in the 2 there. You're just joining us. You can see these guys work very, very hard in the middle part of the corner. They more aim these cars than they do drive them. They're very short wheelbase, and when they jump sideways, you really have to get into that steering to save them.
That is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Behind our leader, Knopfsinger. 5th is still Bentley Warren. Running 6th is Jimmy Sills. 7th is Tracy Hines. 8th is Jimmy McCune. 9th, Ryan Newman. And 10th, Davey Hamilton.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, right now, Jason Leffler is driving his heart out in that 9 car, trying to move up on Kenny Irwin Jr. in the blue car there as they come off the corner. But Knopfsinger, he's checking out here. He's racing the racetrack now, not the competition.
looking for his first career win. There you see the 14 moving up. Ryan Newman. He'll be up to 8th spot now. Plenty of enough pad for him to take home the championship this season. 5 laps to go. We could be in store for a couple of firsts here today. First career win for Knopfsinger, and that first title for Newman.
Championship looks like it's already handled for Ryan Newman. As a matter of fact, it is. But right now, I think everybody's kind of pulling for Knopfsinger because he's one of those guys that deserves to win. He's done so very hard today, and he's kept himself out of trouble. And you talk about a flawless race now, he has had it.
There's Brad Knopfsinger's crew. Meanwhile, A.J. Foyt in the car ownership points is now at 650. Newman is at 647, and caution on the speedway. And there you see all the problems for Bill Rose.
That is one thing that Brad Knopfsinger did not want to see happen. He had a nice lead built up. That's all gone for naught now.
We will have a green, white, and checker finish. That is the standard for the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series. So Brad Knopfsinger knows his day's work is not done. We'll finish with a green, white, and checker. Welcome back, everybody, to Memphis. And don't forget, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws will close out their season in Las Vegas right here on TNN. Point leader Mark Kinzer will try and hold off the dude, Danny Lasowski, going into the final week of racing. Don't miss the Pennzoil World of Outlaws presented by Wirtgen. That's Wednesday night, 11 Eastern and Pacific, right here on TNN Salute to Motorsports. Then Friday night on Roller Jam, the New York Enforcers will take on the Texas Rustlers. Then the California Quakes with the Bod Squad battling the Florida Sundogs. It's going to be another wild night on Roller Jam this Friday night at 9 Eastern and Pacific, a part of TNN's Thrill Zone Friday. I'm Eli Gold with Buddy Baker, and a lot of cleanup on that Bill Rose machine. So the teams continue to circulate under caution. There will be a green flag, then the white flag, and eventually the checker to settle this Memphis 100. Let's take you up another step. That battle for the car ownership championship still up for grabs. It looks as though A.J. Foyt and George Snyder will hang on over Fred Eade, but no guarantees.
Eli, I talked a while ago about Knopfsinger making contact with left rear. Look at that left rear wheel there. It's got a little wobble to it. Not hurting the car's performance, but it did bend that wheel when they made contact a while ago.
Brad Knopfsinger just did not want to see this caution. He had pulled out to a comfortable lead with a couple of laps to go, but he is going to have to endure now. Still a good crowd hanging in. It was a sold-out day today for the NASCAR Busch Series race earlier that Jeff Green took the win here, and now good crowd hanging on as dusk settles upon Memphis, Tennessee. Final few laps of racing when we come back.
Drivers, race teams, and race fans, the 99 Team Simpson Racing Catalog is now available. For more information, call 1-800-71-RACIN or visit the Simpson website at simpsonraceproducts.com and join Team Simpson today. Mack Trucks are furnished by Clement Chevy Mack Sales. For all your truck and tractor needs, call Clement at 1-800-369-MACK. Winnebago Industries, the official motorhome of TNN Motorsports. For information on Winnebago Industries products or the Winnebago Motorsports team, call 1-800-643-4892.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's set the running order for you here as we work under caution. Again, coming upon the green, white, and checkered flag finish. The race lead still being showed in the hands of Brad Knopfsinger. Running in second is Kenny Irwin. Third is Jason Leffler. Fourth is Russ Gamester. And fifth, Bentley Warren. Sixth is Jimmy Sills. Seventh is Tracy Hines. Lining up in eighth is Ryan Newman. 9th is Jimmy McCune. Going in 10th, Davey Hamilton. Also on the lead lap in 11th spot, Chet Phillip. In 12th, Billy Peterbaugh Jr. And in 13th spot, Tony Elliott. Those 13 cars all on the lead lap. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett on pit road.
And I'm down at Brad Knopfsinger's pit area here, and we're looking at the crew and the family over here. And I just got one question for you guys. You're not nervous, are you? Oh, there's like, oh, no, not at all. It's been fun to watch them down here. And I tell you what, I've known Brad a long time, and I'm just about as nervous as they are. I really hope that he can pull this thing off if they can get all the speedy dry shoveled off the racetrack back there.
And as you see, they are literally using the push brooms and the shovels. Bill Rose put out so much fluid that they have just, they have taken a kennel's worth of speedy dry out there.
Exactly, but the good part is it's up out of the groove. It's just a little bit higher than the groove itself getting into that corner. This part right in here is the groove, and most of the oil dry is up over where they use. You can see them going through there. Plenty of room to race down on a good clean line down low. You wouldn't want to go in there too wide, though, I don't think.
And you might just see that happening. Of course, they'll spread some of that extra speedy dry as they go through on these next couple of laps. Again, USAC, the Coors Light Silver Bullet Series, they do not end races under caution, though we did see that as an option earlier this year because of the length of the race in St. Louis at Gateway. When you were with us, there was some question as to whether they could have gone any farther because of fuel. So they had some provisions that day that had there been a red flag, they might have had the opportunity to go further, but right now the Knopfsinger crew is saying their prayers to that man, St. Brad.
I've always thought it was tougher on the people in pit road there than the guy driving the race car. He's having a good time right now. The car's working well. He can't wait to get back under the green and try to win this thing. People in the pits, they worry about everything.
Well, we are about set to go here. The track cleanup having wrapped up, and we should be going green here within the next lap or so. This is the 6th caution of the day. Bought out when Bill Rose had his problems. Brad Knopfsinger's crew chief looking on. Now, if there is a yellow on lap 100, as you see them having to bring out the blower now to clear off the excess speedy dry, if there is a yellow on lap 100, that would create a 1-lap restart. That is in the rule book for the Coors Light Silver Bullet Series. So just keep that in mind. The green-white checker do not have to be consecutive. We can't have a 1-lap restart, Glenn, should it come down to that. How about fuel, Glenn? I mean, we've run a ton of caution laps here, well over the advertised distance. Anybody light on fuel?
Well, they're talking about that right now. This is Chris Paulson, Brad's crew chief. And Chris, what about the fuel situation? You going to be okay?
It's going to be awful close. So we're going to take her down to the wire here with the fuel. All these yellow flags at the end we didn't expect. You know, the yellows don't count during the race except for the last 5 laps. And so we try to cut it close on fuel to keep the car as light as possible. It'll be close.
Now, I know that Brad hasn't ever won before. What about you? You ever had a victory in this series?
The Silver Crown cars, yeah, it's been a while, though. It's been back in the 1970s, actually. It's been a good while.
Well, he hopes he can hang on and get one more back. Wow, back in the 70s. That's way before I was born.
Yeah. Now
this is Halloween, right?
They are running the cars through some of the speedy dry, or at least the USAC officials asked the cars to go through some of that speedy dry, but some of the teams are hesitant to do so. So they will spread what remains out there as best they can, but we are closing in now as the 1-to-go signal has been given to next time by. I correct myself, it'll be 1 to go, so we're about a lap and a half away from going back to green. And once more, we'll reassert if there is a caution on the last lap, we'll have a 1-lap restart. The black number 40, that is Brad Knopfsinger. He's the leader. That blue number 2, that's Kenny Irwin running in second. The white number 9 is Jason Leffler. And then the red number 51, that is Russ Gamester. That's your top 4. 5th will be Bentley Warren. 6th will be Jimmy Sills on the restart. 7th is Tracy Hines. 8th will be Ryan Newman, the champion of the series. 9th spot on the start will be Jimmy McCune. Going 10th will be Davey Hamilton as the field gets the 1-to-go signal. 11th is Chet Phillip. 12th is Billy Peterbaugh Jr. And in the 13th spot, final car in the lead lap, is Tony Elliott. Well, on this Sam's Town 250 weekend, time to put your bets down and see who can pull off the W here.
Sound like you're working the table there. See them going back and forth, trying to get all the debris off the... Now they're picking up the throttle, going into turn 3, coming off turn 4 for the green flag.
Then the next time it's the white flag, then the final time the checker. Green is in the air. Do they have enough fuel? Here comes the 9 of Leffler. The 2, Kenny Irwin. The black 40, Knopfsinger. Turn 3.
All he has to do is keep her straight as he picks up the throttle.
White flag is in the air for Brad Knopfsinger. Will the fuel hold out?
Oh,
Here comes Irwin.
Irwin looking to the inside. He gets sideways coming off turns 2. You can see he's got it all hung out as they pull almost sideways down the back straightaway.
Kenny Irwin in the number 2, giving it all he can, but look how hard he's working the machine. The 11th different winner of the year and a first-time winner in the USAC Coors Light Silver Bullet Series. Brad Knopfsinger gets the win here in Memphis. Glenn, a whole bunch of breathing folks finally down there.
Absolutely, Eli, and we'll go over here and offer our congratulations to Chris Paulson. Well, Chris, you told us it was going to be a little bit closer than you liked there, but things held out for you. You were able to pull off that victory. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Brad did a heck of a job. He's quite a racer. You know, this is kind of a part-time effort, I guess you'd say. You know, I live in Indianapolis. He's down south, and yeah, he did a great job. Okay, let's go over here and celebrate. We'll chase him down just a second. Brad stopped out on the racetrack, and we'll get to him quickly as we can.
All sorts of fine finishes here today. The winner is that man, Brad Knopfsinger. Kenny Irwin comes home 2nd. Jason Leffler 3rd. Russ Gamester comes home 4th. Bentley Warren was 5th. 6th is Jimmy Sills. Coming home 7th is Tracy Hines. 8th is Ryan Newman. 9th will be Jimmy McCune. 10th across the line, Davey Hamilton. Chet Phillip will finish 12th. Behind that group right there. And then you've got Billy Peterbaugh Jr. and Glenn, a happy Brad Knopfsinger.
And you can tell it's his first victory because he jumped down on the wrong side of the car. Hey, man, when you win, you got to jump down over here so I can talk to you. First thing I want to say is congratulations, Brad. That was a great, great job.
Thank you. Without Mike Kerb, Kerry Agajanian, Chris Paulson, and this great group of guys I've had behind me all year, I couldn't have done this. We've worked all year to win one race, and it came tonight. We've had a lot of help from different drivers out here. Gene Nolan helped me, and Nivel, and there's just a tremendous amount of people that have helped us get this far. And we had 2 quick shocks on today, which are different shocks, and they worked awesome today. And I got to thank Randy LaJoy for the seat. I didn't fall out of it.
All right, one more question, and that is, I want to know how long it took your heart to start beating again when you saw that caution with 2 laps to go.
Well, I was more worried about running out of fuel. We ran out of fuel there about 5 to go, and I was having to turn the fuel off to run through the corners.
Okay, congratulations to Brad Knopfsinger. First victory ever in the USAC Silver Crown Series.
Our congratulations also to A.J. Foyt and George Snyder. They take home the car ownership championship here today. A.J. won it originally back in 1972 when he was the driver.